So, being a car dealer, you get to meet all walks of life. I've had some crazy customers. I've had some lovely customers. This guy that I'm about to tell you a story about, I've never met anyone like him. And the only person I can either, kind of like think about him looking like is Rabsy Nesbitt. Roll the titles. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the content. If you are, zing! Right. So, like I've just said in that intro, you meet so many different people, all walks of life, different demeanors, different attitudes, different expectations, the works. So I'm going to tell you about a Vauxhall Zafira that I recently sold. But I didn't sell it to this guy. All will become clear. So, it's probably about a week and a half ago now that I actually sold this car. So this story is probably from about 2 weeks ago. And I wanted to share it with you because I've never seen, heard, or anything like it, right? I'll start from the start. So, I put it on sale, and within probably... What was it on sale for? It was on sale for about 7 days, 7 days in the end. 7 days in the end before it sold. So this is probably on day 3. Day 3 or 4. Comes out, well, first of all, we arrange a time, 10 a.m. He was really strict on this time. So I was like, look, I'm around anyway. I was actually planning on doing some stuff on the Nova that day. So I was going to be around all day. 10 o'clock, no problem. I text him at 9 o'clock just to make sure everything's okay. Yeah, no problem. So far, seemed really good. My one red flag was he didn't ring me. I asked him to ring me and he continued to text. So, bit of a red flag. But sometimes not everyone wants to talk, do they? 10 o'clock comes. Is he here? Nope. 10:15? Nope. So I thought, do you know what? I texted him saying, what's going on, mate? Are you, basically. No reply. Didn't see it. But I thought, well, he might be driving. Might be just running late. So I thought, right, sod that. I'll crack on with the Nova. And the job was to rip out the old seats, have a look at the bottoms because I bought some new seats for it. Anyway, la-di-da-da. That'll all become clear in a different video because I've had to go even further with it now. I'll stick to this story. It was about 11:20. Why people think they can just... He knew, because when I was texting him, he knew I wasn't like a dealership. He knew I sold from home. So why people think they can just turn up when they want is a bit odd. Anyway, he turns up, I'm here, all fine. So as I see him drive up in a... Well, I think I heard him before I saw him. And a battered old Ford Focus. So I walk to the front of the drive, and he jumps out. He doesn't say hello, doesn't say how are you, doesn't give me any kind of greeting apart from, it's a bit smaller than I thought. The pictures make it look bigger. Now, 2 things were going through my mind. One was, do you think I use a wide camera like an estate agent to make it look bigger? That's what I thought, but I didn't say. And the second thought is what I said is, have you not seen a Zafira before? There's millions of them. Anyway, so we have a little chit-chat. And when I said he looks like Rabsy Nesbitt, I'm going to slate someone that's wearing Crocs. He had normal Crocs on, not these bad boys. Anyway, he had Crocs on, which, again, I never wear mine out of the house, but each to their own. Mine are literally garden slippers. And he had like a zippy hoodie on, but underneath it was like one of them vests, you know what I'm talking about? It might not have been like a fishnet vest, but it definitely looked like one. Scruffy fella, shaggy hair. I don't want to say what he looked like, but I think you're catching my drift. Yeah, so... Gets out of his focus and says that. Have a little brief chit chat. And he's like, right, I'm going to have a look round it. But I'm all right to have a good look round it. Yeah, mate. Within reason, yeah, no problem. It just gone through its MOT, this car as well. It was a 2011 plate, dark blue one, full advisory-free MOT. So, and by the way, it was pretty good, in pretty good nick. Had good years all the way around. It was a nice one. He's like, I'm going to have a good look round it. Yeah, feel free, mate. And I thought, I'm going to stay around with this guy because a bit strange. So he starts tapping on the panels, right? Like, almost like he was expecting a secret hatch door to open up and there's a load of gold in there. He was, like, tapping just with his hand, but, like, you know, like knocking on everything. And I'm like, so I said to him, what are you doing, mate? He's like, I'm checking all of it for filler. Right. I was like, well, number one, a magnet might be a better idea. And number two, this is it's a 60 plate, right? So it's an early 2011. So it's a 2011 plate Zafira that's done I think it was just over 100,000 miles. Like, you know, and by the way, it was on at this precise moment at 1795. I'm like, mate, it's 1795 and it's like, what, 15 years old. What are you doing? He's like, I like to check my cars the way I check them. I was like, okay then. So I let him carry on. He starts bending down, almost like each wheel arch, right? He was that obsessed with like any kind of corrosion, all like that. It's a 15-year-old car and advisory free, remember? But he got to every arch and it was like he went down like to propose, you know what I mean? Like on one knee to each arch. Then, this is the killer question. In all my life, selling cars, or selling anything actually, I've never heard anyone ask this question. Right, I'm going to set the scene. We're at the back of the Zafira. The boot is up, right? So, and I'd left the back seats down. So it was quite a big area. And he turns to me, straight as you like, and I had a can of Pepsi, right? I had a can of Pepsi in my hand, and he had a Monster. As soon as he got out of his car. Anyway, he turns to me, and I don't know how I didn't spurt all my Pepsi out, and he goes, has this car ever carried fish? Like, you can imagine, can't you? I was like, what? I went, what? Fish? What do you mean, has it carried fish? And he went, well, you know, the smell of fish lingers, doesn't it? I went, yeah. Can you smell fish? He went, no. So I went, right, that's probably your answer then. I don't know if it's ever carried fish. I'm pretty damn certain it hasn't. Has it ever carried fish? Fish transporter. I'm like, no, mate. I'm pretty sure it's never carried fish. And even if that question made any sense whatsoever, surely he would have smelt some fish. No, I can't smell any fish. What a weird question. Has it ever, honestly, it's got me, that one. Has it ever carried fish? No, mate, it's not carried fish. I said, listen, give it a good sniff, right? Anything else you want to smell? Anything else you want to look at? He's like, yeah, can we take it for a test drive? I was like, yeah, no problem, mate. So normally I say, look, have you got any insurance? I forgot on this one, right? I didn't ask him. But anyway, I got in the passenger seat and I buckled up. He gets in the driver's seat. He buckles himself up. He moves his seat first. Then he buckles himself up. He's twitching and he's moving sun visor. He's doing the radio. He's like this. Yeah, he's moving all the indicators, moving all the wiper. He hadn't even put the key in at this point, right? So he was like listening for the clicks, but on Zafiras, it's not like it wasn't the old style. It moves up. It just moves a little bit. But if the engine's on, it'll click. He's like, there's no click there. I was like, right, put the key in, let's start it up, let's go for a drive. He's like, yeah, hold on a minute. Took his belt off. He moved his seat forward and back again and went, seat go up? I was like, yeah, just down there, mate. Press that lever. So he's pressing it. He's pumping himself up, then pumping himself back down again. I'm like, do you want me to drive? He's like, no, I don't like the seating position. Nah, I don't think this one's for me, mate. This, bearing in mind, is about 40 minutes on from him entering the drive, right? So not only did I wait in from 10, I was in anyway, so no major shakes, right? He turns up at 20 past 11. We're now on nearly 12 o'clock, right? So this is 2 hours of my life I am not getting back. At least the 40 minutes with him was, well, I don't even know what to explain. Enlightening? I don't know. I don't know how to phrase it. Anyway, so he goes, I don't think it's for me. He gets out, right? And then, do you know, like, before like 100 meters, this is the only way I can describe it. You know, like when a 100-meter sprint is happening, right? And you see them all stretching out and all that. He gets out of the car, does like a back stretch, does like a forward stretch, and he'd left his kind of monster on my drive. There's like a little lip, and he left his kind of monster on there. Does these stretches, grabs his monster, has a swig of monster, and goes, right, mate, see you later. Gets in his car. As he starts his car, like the Focus, it must have been a diesel, but it had like a cloud of puff of smoke out. It was like something off, I don't know, like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He drives up, turns around in the cul-de-sac, and as he goes past, right, his windows down, yeah, and he shouts out, see you later, mate, I'll keep you in mind. I was like, no, Gary, you will not. Never ever come back. Don't come back. Like, and then he left, and I've never heard from him since. But like, and this might be comical to you, and it's definitely comical to me now. But just think how I felt in that moment, and just think, what like these people. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. They live amongst us. Has this car ever transported fish? Honestly. Never had one like that before. I've had a few. As you know, I've documented a lot of them. This one at the moment is my number one. Yeah, followed probably by that Punto. The fellow with the rucksack. He's probably number 2. Oh, and Kevin. Remember Kevin with the i10? The daughter didn't even want the car. These are all videos. Yeah, all videos on my account. So if you're new to the channel, go have a look at all them. Because you know, there's some funny stories in there, and this is just another one. So what we'll quickly do, let's vehicle score this Zafira right now, so you can see how good it was. Right, so you don't have to use the app. So this time I'm using the website. So let's get the reg pumped in. FD60PEO. That hopefully will bring up a Vauxhall Zafira. Yes, it does. In blue, an exclusive version. Done 101,000 miles. And the rating 697, which is a pretty good score. When you move down on the website, it also gives you all the different checks you can do. Gives you the positives and negative points of the car. The first positive point was the latest MOT with no advisories, which I told you earlier. It's had 13 passes and 3 fails in its whole history. And then the mileage over time there and how many miles added per year is on that graph there. And then a little bit further down, you can actually do a dealer service history check for $7.95 on there. And then it gives you all the advisories or fails on MOT and also all the passes. So as you can see on this one, it's got a pretty good history. Right, so that's the end of the video. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Smash that like. And don't forget to subscribe if you've enjoyed it. There's plenty more of these stories coming, I'm sure of it. There's 2 videos that I'm halfway through filming that won't be too far ready. And then we have a Christmas 2-part special coming. So me and Danny Boy, we've done an auction special. It's a 2-parter. One on Boxing Day. And then the second part, the conclusion, will be on New Year's Day. Drop in the comments what time you want them, because I'm not sure Boxing Day. Do you want it in the night time? Do you want it in the morning? And we'll see. I'll be led by you guys what time you want them videos releasing. But one is definitely coming out on Boxing Day, and one is definitely coming out on New Year's Day. The film, they're ready to go. I just thought we'd do you a Christmas special, because we're nice like that. We're nice like that. So again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, preempting, subscribe. Ting! I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.